Hello, everyone. My name is Akita Aurora, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the rainbow. One of my favorite things, but not just the rainbow. I'm just going to be talking about my experience with the rainbow and how I have grown and how the rainbow has taught me so many things, and that I'm still traveling this rainbow. And this rainbow is delivering so many gifts and wonders to me. So, when I think of the rainbow, the first thing I think of, and I want to say that I'm recording from the Soul Star Chakra ley lines in Nassau, Bahamas. And I usually, this is the third video, but I like to do outside videos because I love outdoors. I like outside spaces. My favorite place is the beach. But today it was important for me to record from home because this is where I started my journey, right here, ass on the grass, in my backyard. So I wanted to bring this moment in full circle and do the video from home. When I think of the rainbow, I think of my first experience with the rainbow, and it's just as a child seeing these beautiful lights, different color lights pop up in the sky. And I think that was, that's the image I have of a rainbow. And what do we learn as children at the end of the rainbow is this pot of gold. And then as I started to explore my spirituality and go on a quest of myself and of God, in reading the Bible, that passage where you learn that the rainbow is a symbolism of God's promise to the earth and humanity to always protect the earth, I think, or always to protect the man within the earth. So, which is beautiful. You have rainy days, and unfortunately, we are taught to think that rainy days are negative, but I've always loved rainy days. Always loved rainy days. But we have rainy days, and we know that, hey, even in the rainy days, this beautiful light appears in the sky, the rainbow. It's like the silver lining behind the cloud and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So the symbolism of a rainbow is always inspired and given us hope. And then as I started to continue to explore my spirituality, I discovered that the rainbow was also in correspondence with the colors of our chakras. And I always had this little whisper in my head telling me that the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is you. And when I started learning about chakras and connecting the rainbow with the chakra and all that stuff, to me it just was like, yeah, we are the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, turquoise, indigo, purple, violet. That's the colors of the rainbow, right? Those are the colors of our chakras. They correspond. And as we dive into ourselves, know thyself, as we dive into ourselves, we really have to look at these energy centers within our body, our chakras, and understand really what they do, what their purpose is, how they help us, how they keep us balanced, how they indicate to us when we are out of balance, just all the different functions and essences and the roles that the chakras actually play. We have a lot of chakras in our body, but we have 7 main chakras within our body. And the chakras become our lens to how we experience life, and then they also indicate through our emotions how we are choosing to respond to life. And really, as we work on our chakras, I think the chakras are, in the Bible, they talk about Joseph, I think it was, that had the robe of many colors. I think that that was a symbolism of his chakras. And in doing energy work, as we go through this knowing of ourselves and coming into wholeness, we learn so much about the chakras and how clearing them and keeping them in balance and not upgrading them, recharging them, helps to keep us in wholeness and in health. So again, the rainbow became something even bigger, again continuing to travel this beautiful color of light. And as I continue to explore, I continue to discover the beauty of the rainbow. So much that, hey, I got rainbow hair now, right? And I didn't have rainbow hair in 2019. I had a short gold mohawk, right? So as I learned, oh, and here's my dog. As I learn, you'll see him in the backdrop. As I learn, you'll see what he's up to. Karma, say hello to everybody. As I learn more and more about myself, I learn more and more about chakras. I love the rainbow even more and more because it really represents so many things. It represents me finding myself at the end of this at the end of this arch, this rainbow. I am the pot of gold. You are the pot of gold. We all are the pot of gold, but we have to dive into our chakras, into our internal rainbow, in order to find our pot of gold. And what is that pot of gold? Our wisdom. So that's the path of the rainbow. And so me traveling the rainbow, me looking into my own rainbow, I have been able to find my pots of gold. Let's say that, because it's not just one pot, right? It's pots of gold. I found my golden pots, right? And now what do I do with it? So that's where we are. You discover yourself, you find your pots of gold at the end of the rainbow, and it's like, okay, so what do we do now? And this is where we are collectively and individually. Not everybody's at the same point, but this is the process that we're going through right now, finding our pots of gold at the end of the rainbow. And even some of us might just be discovering our rainbow and discovering what color are we really vibing on, and what color is a little off and we need to clear up, what chakra is a little off and we need to clear up, what chakra we have been expressing our life through most, which chakra we need to heal the most, which chakra is out of balance, which chakra is in balance. So as we discover our rainbow and our colors, we come into wholeness of ourselves, and we enter, or we see our pot of gold. And now we have to use our pot of gold, or our cup of gold, our golden cup. And here we are in the age of Aquarius, right? And we are traveling this path, this golden path. Remember Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz had to travel the golden road or something like that with the red shoes. So now we are on our golden path, and that's what the age of Aquarius has brought us to, our golden paths, and us finding our golden selves. And how do we do that? And how do we do that in this environment that we are now in, the multi-dimensional world that we are now experiencing? How do we find our pot of gold? How do we keep our pot of gold? Some people finding it, some people found it, and it's like, how do I keep this pot of gold? And the internal antennas. I started doing videos, I think last year, right? Not on YouTube, but just doing videos and posting them on Facebook. And I remember one of the videos I talked about having this internal antenna. And as more and more stuff goes on the outside, having that internal antenna is key. And that's why I came back to the place where I grew, or cleaned up, or discovered, or tuned into my internal antenna, ass on the grass, right in my backyard. That's all I needed to do. Create this space where I shut everything out, and I gave myself that stillness. and I did it and 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 did it again, and I have to continue to do it and find different ways to do it, and all that type of different stuff. I have to continue the practice of stillness, continue the practice of tuning into my antenna, and the more I tune into my antenna, the more guidance I get, and more profound guidance I get, and the more serving guidance I get. So as we tune into our internal antennas, we are guided more and more and more. And I really don't know how people are operating without this internal antenna. It's also called our intuition. But there's that intuition goes so wide, and it just goes beyond, hey, it's intuition. When I first started, my intuition was like, yeah, I know I need to do this, yeah, I know I need to do that, I knew I should have done that, and I didn't, and I didn't listen to my intuition. So now I'm learning that muscle, building that muscle, so that, hey, when I hear that voice, I do it. It's no questioning. So I've done that, but now it's like, okay, tapping into that antenna again. You built this antenna. Who are you tuning into? Who are you tuning into? What are they telling you? Are they guiding you well? So as we find our golden path, how do we stay there? How do we keep our golden cup? Is this internal antenna. And as you can see, and as you're experiencing the outer world, a lot is going on. And I think a lot of people are not finding that harmony and peace and love and prosperity and wholeness and wisdom, because the internal antenna is shut down or shut off, and they're only receiving messages from the external channels. And that's a dangerous place to be in right now. We must be guided from an internal place. The evolution of the world is shifting, so the human race is now guided from a more internal place. That is the shift that is going on, as well as everything around you. So your job, my job, all of our jobs are to make a shift. And we have to do many shifts. But one of the shifts that we really have to do is tapping in to our internal antenna, shifting from being led and guided from an outside source to the inside source, which is our intuition, which is the kingdom within us, that all the prophets and saints and angels and Christ and everybody has been asking us to go within, to look within, to tap within. And you can see the sun is setting. We're at a dawn of a new age. And that's another reason why I wanted to do it outside today. We are at a dawn of a new age. And in the morning, the new earth, the newness, the new missions, every day we're getting more and more energies coming in to help us to become what we are becoming. But we need these internal antennas to guide me to doing this. Your guides are going to tell you something else. They're not going to be guiding you in the exact same way, but are you going to even hear your guides? Who are your guides? External or internal? Are you going to ever hear them? And if you do hear them, are you listening to them? So we have to do all of these little questioning of ourselves, and that's why we need the moments of silence to figure it out for ourselves, and then go out into the world and say, okay, do I want to participate in this? Well, maybe not. Maybe so, because I've been guided that this is the best thing for me, so let me do this. It's getting kind of dark. I hope you guys can still see me. I hope I'm still in the light of things. But yeah, so that is the rainbow, merging in the rainbow with this golden path that we are finding ourselves on now. When we follow the rainbow, when we clean up the rainbow of ourselves, or when we discover the golden part at the end of our rainbow, and then how do we navigate now this golden path that we are walking on by tapping into our internal antennas and being sure and grounded in who is guiding me. And I don't mean what's the name of the guide and where they from and all of that. I mean, whom am I being guided by? Is that Joe on the TV, or is it something from deep within myself that's pure and wise, you know? So it's that. I remember when I was growing up and I was in college, and for a long time, even when I came back home, every morning I would turn on the news, and I couldn't leave the house without listening to the morning news. Even growing up, did that for years. Can't tell you last time I watched the news. I'm not guided by the news on the TV anymore. I'm guided by my guides, my ancestors, my angels, well, the angels, and the archangels that are here to guide me. And I'm guided by energy. I'm guided by the light. I'm guided by love. So my guides are not the television, but they were at a certain point. That is an external guide. My guides are not even the politicians. My guides are not the world leaders. My guides are not the doctors. My guides are these internal sources that have truly been guiding me for my entire life. I am becoming more and more connected with them. So the guidance, the communication, the channel it's much more clearer now, and I'm getting better communication with these guides. It's getting dark, so I might keep this one a little short because I do want to deliver something else with this, but I think I'm going to leave it for tomorrow because it is getting dark, and it's 16 minutes, and let's just leave it at that, right? So find your rainbows, guys and girls, find your rainbows and continue to be guided through your chakras, through your internal rainbow. Find your pot of gold. We are now in the age of Aquarius, the beautiful age of Aquarius. The color is blue too, by the way. Let the water guide you. Let the turquoise guide you. When you breathe in the turquoise. That's why I'm wearing this turquoise today. Every breath you take, breathe in turquoise. Breathe out platinum. Breathe in magenta. Breathe out platinum. Breathe in purple, violet. Breathe out platinum. Breathe in the colors. Breathe in the lights. Release. And when we release to the highest, So this is a short message because it's getting a little dark and I want to be seen and to be heard in this video. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful evening. If you see this Monday, it's a lot is coming in and a lot of changing is gonna happen, a lot of shifts, and something big is coming. But I'm gonna leave this where it is right now because it's getting dark and the spirit is saying wrap it up. I love you all. Discover your rainbows. Find your pot of gold. Stick with it. We are in the golden age. Walk your path. And I'll see you early tomorrow morning because I got to finish this up. I love you all. Mwah. Sweet dreams.